Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill to really figure out the mechanics of unlocking our true potential. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I always start off so strong, but then I just stop? Well, you're not alone. The source material offers some truly fascinating insights into this. So let's explore exactly why so many of us end up burying our goals under a mountain of excuses, and more importantly, how we can actually change that.
Right off the bat, the source hits us with a pretty brutal but absolutely necessary question. Which side of the equation are you actually on? Are you part of that 97%? The excuses crowd, whose dreams are constantly getting delayed by that classic phrase, "I'll just start tomorrow"? Or are you striving to be part of the 3%, the successful few? Because those rare individuals, they don't rely on magic. They stay totally calm in the middle of a storm, anchored by an ironclad rule of consistency.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the fake motivation trap.
The source identifies a massive villain here, and it's that dopamine trap of fake motivation. You know the feeling, right? You watch the super inspiring speech, you get a massive rush, and you feel like you're going to conquer the whole world overnight. But then, day 3 rolls around, and that chemical high totally wears off. The 3% succeed because they don't mistake that temporary rush for actual discipline. Instead, they rely on boring, reliable systems. They literally embrace the daily grind. And wow, this brings us to such a profound realization from the source material. Discipline weighs grams, regret weighs tons. A lack of consistency isn't just a bad habit, guys. It actively, gradually chips away at your self-confidence. Every single time you break a promise to yourself, you're knocking down another brick of your own self-esteem. So how do we fix it? Let's move to Section 2, Napoleon Hill's 7 Principles. Distilling Napoleon Hill's vast amount of research down, we get these 7 foundational pillars: definite purpose, a well-organized plan, persistence, building a mastermind group, tapping into subconscious power, making quick decisions, and finally, action over thinking. Highly successful people like Elon Musk or Bill Gates, they don't magically have 25 hours in a day. What they have is the persistence to endure being bored. As Hill noted, desire is the seed, but persistence is the water you absolutely need for it to grow.
Let's look a little closer at that first principle, definite major purpose. The absolute biggest reason people wander off track is simply that they don't actually know their destination. Saying, "I want to be rich," well, that's just a hollow wish. But saying, "I will earn 1 lakh in 12 months through my business," now that is a precise, measurable target.
Which leads us directly to the second principle. You need an exact blueprint. You've got to break those massive goals down into daily tasks that are so incredibly small, failing them becomes almost impossible. Don't wake up and say, "I'm going to write a book today." Say, "I'm going to write 200 words today." All right, Section 3, the temple builder, 1 stone a day. To really cement the power of daily actions, the source shares this amazing tale of an artisan who decided to build a magnificent temple on top of a mountain. Now he had no money, no tools. His only rule: carry 1 single stone up that mountain every morning. After a month, there were just 30 stones up there, and the villagers totally mocked him. After a year, honestly, it was just a disorganized pile. But fast forward to year 5, the village woke up to a stunning, magnificent golden temple. When the completely stunned villagers asked him how he pulled off his miracle, he just showed them his worn-out hands and said, "It's not magic, it's math. Just 1 stone a day." I love that. It perfectly highlights that monumental achievements are never, ever the result of a one-day explosion of effort. They are literally the mathematics of thousands of invisible, repeated strikes.
And the math behind this, it's staggering. The source shares this incredible insight. If you improve by just 1% daily thanks to compound interest, you are going to be 37 times better by the end of the year. 37 times better, just from tiny, seemingly insignificant daily drops in the bucket.
And the best part is, this math doesn't just apply to business. In health, a 10-minute daily walk is what keeps you youthful decades down the line. In self-growth, reading just 10 pages a day, that equals an entire book absorbed in a month. In relationships, it's the small, daily acts of care. Consistency literally becomes a daily spiritual practice. It's a constant internal victory over your brain's desire for comfort. So let's make it actionable. Section 4, the 90-day action plan. How do we stop overthinking and actually build this muscle? Well, the source maps out a complete rewiring of the brain over 3 months. Days 1 to 30, purely about habit. Show up for 5 minutes no matter what happens. Days 31 to 60, that shifts to identity.
You stop just doing the task and you start being the person. And finally, days 61 to 90 is where you build momentum. You basically turn into an unstoppable train moving at 100 miles per hour.
Right now, you are standing at a profound crossroads. One path is the crowded road of the 97%, paved with comfort, sure, but it inevitably leads straight to regret. The other path? It's the lonely, uphill climb of the 3%. It's paved with temporary pain, absolutely, but it leads right to the summit. As the source so powerfully states, history remembers those who finish, not those who start.
So what's it going to be? Will you wake up tomorrow offering up the exact same excuses, or are you actually ready to place your very first stone today? The clock is ticking on your potential, and the choice of which path to walk is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.